Hello and welcome back to Witchy Ways for Modern Days. This is Brittany from Winslow Naturals, and today we are diving deep, like roots reaching into the very soil beneath our feet. I apologize, I'm feeling a little bit out of sorts. This is the second time I'm recording this. So we're diving deep into one of the most foundational elements in witchcraft and spirituality, the element of earth. Now, when we talk about earth in a magical or a spiritual context, we're not just talking about dirt or rocks. We are talking about stability, grounding, abundance, fertility, the very material reality that supports life. Earth is a pillar of our existence. It's the backdrop against which all life unfolds. And in many magical traditions, earth is seen as one of the four classical elements, alongside air, fire, and water. We will be bringing spirit, the unseen fifth element, into the fray as we continue talking about the elements. But we're going to start with the first and foundational element of earth. So today we're going to explore it in a more of a holistic sense. Its history. I'm going to talk a little bit about the mythology behind earth, the symbolism within the witchcraft community, the spiritual significance, and most importantly, practical ways that you can work with earth energy in your own practice. So, let's start with the meaning and symbolism. Earth is the element of physical. It's the element of manifestation, of stability. It represents the material world, the home on which we live, the bodies that we inhabit, and the very material fruits of our labor. So in spiritual terms, earth energy is grounding. That's the most simplified answer I have for the question, what is earth element? It helps us to feel anchored when life feels a bit chaotic. It reminds us that while dreams and intuition are extremely important, we also have to make sure to deal with reality, meaning we have to pay our bills, we have to nourish our bodies, build homes, live in these very physical bodies that don't necessarily translate well to our spiritual bodies, right? Not everybody is as cohesive as some. In witchcraft and magical practice, earth is often associated with stability and security. It's meant to provide a sense of safety and reliability. Earth is also of abundance and prosperity. So think fertile soil, growing crops, financial material success. So fertility and creativity. I mentioned fertility a second ago. Earth is life-giving. It is steady, resilient, nourishing, flourishing, full of ideas, projects that can come to fruition. People can see them. They are tangible. Earth supports restorative magic. So when you invoke earth, whether that's in meditation, ritual, or spell work, you are calling on the energies of grounding, patience, endurance, and nurturing. Plain and simple. So earth has been revered in almost every mythology and culture as the source of life and abundance. One of the most well-known goddesses and archetypes of earth is Gaia, who is the Greek primordial goddess of earth. She is Mother Earth. In mythology, Gaia is both the literal ground beneath our feet and a conscious living entity. So she is a personification deity. She births mountains, seas, she births the sky's inhabitants. She embodies fertility and stability in its totality. In Roman mythology, she's known as Terra or Terra Mater, which is Mother Earth for them. Many indigenous cultures, from the Native American to African and Celtic traditions, have similar Earth Mother figures, symbols of sustenance, goddesses of protection and nurturing. So the Norse, for example, they had Joro, who is the earth personification deity. In Hinduism, it's Prithvi, and she represents earth element, embodies patience. The Celts had Danu. Danu is an interesting interesting one to point out because she doesn't technically belong to the Celts. They adopted her. Danu was a much earlier creation from an earlier civilization that predates the Celts. Unfortunately, history does not have any recorded accounts of who actually predated the Celts. So whatever civilization originally had Danu, she was eventually adopted and adapted by the Celts, so she is technically Celtic. That is a complete side note, but I really enjoy Danu's evolution within mythology, so I figured I should mention it because she's a cool one to use for Mother Earth example. So Earth is not just a nurturing force. It is protective. It is extremely protective. Think Mother Earth, Mother Bear energy. Many myths depict Earth deities as actually very punishing deities, or punishing hubris, and almost neglectful. Like, they are meant to remind humans that while Earth does sustain us, we're also dependent on her care. If Earth decides not to be kind to us, our lives are not going to be good. We have to rely on Earth. So in this way, Earth represents both abundance and responsibility. So we have a responsibility as humans, as humanity, to care for the Earth so that the Earth can care for us. Historically, Earth has always been central to survival, as it should be. Ancient people worshipped mountains, rivers, forests, fertile lands, because they were literally life-giving. Agriculture, one of humanity's earliest technological advances, is deeply intertwined with Earth energy. Pagan and folk traditions often honored the seasons, and they still do, in planting cycles and harvests through very Earth-centered ritual. The original 4 classical elements that came about in ancient Greek philosophy identified Earth as dense, solid, and feminine in nature. This was often contrasted with air's lightness, fire's volatility, and water's fluidity. So Earth was the realm of the body, matter, and material. It's a reminder that humans are not only spiritual beings, but we are also physical ones. We are living in a tangible, tactile universe, and we have to conduct ourselves as such. Yes, we are spiritual beings, and at the end of the day, we are solely spiritual beings. I fully believe this with my whole heart. We are fully spiritual beings. We are living a human experience, but while we are living that human experience, that means we have to care for the material. So, in many ways, the material is really only important for us when we're in physical body. But while we are in physical body, we're going to care for that material as best we can. Earth has been often linked to the directions in many traditions. In Wicca, for example, Earth is often connected to the north. So it symbolizes stability, wisdom, grounding, north-centered energy. In Feng Shui, Earth is associated with balance, nourishment. It's the center of all life's cycles. So, how does Earth energy actually translate into modern witchcraft? Well, Earth magic is practical and results-oriented. So, unlike working with fire or air, which deals with transformation, inspiration, mental clarity, Earth works with the tangible. Again, so this works with plants, crystals, herbs. It's really good to work with Earth element if you're dealing with financial or health-related magic. Some common associations, and this is a very brief list. I'll just kind of rattle this one off. Crystals and stones for Earth. Let's think jasper, hematites, aventurines, moss agate. These have very strong Earth energy. They are grounding, protecting, manifesting, abundance-driven stones. If you're dealing with plants and herbs for this, sage, think rosemary, thyme, any herb that is grown in soil, right? which is most, honestly, but there are some that do need to be singled out of that. So just pay attention to what you're dealing with if you're working with herbs and earth. You can use these in spells, teas, use them on altars to enhance the stable energy. In ritual, if you're dealing with earth-based ritual, right, you're doing a spell, but you're concentrating on using the element of earth as a power, like surge, like the power force behind the spell is earth. These are going to often include soil. You're probably going to use salt, stones, seeds. Planting seeds while you meditate on whatever your intention is, whatever your spell is a direct way to connect with earth and also see your efforts, your spell grow in the physical world in real time. And earth spells, for the most part. The remainder of this podcast can be purchased at our Patreon, Witchy Ways for Modern Days.